Oh god, the gaming industry pulled at Ubisoft again. Hi, I'm Tom, and this is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. I seriously feel like I am the last person to review this game, and that is because I probably am. However, I do not get an early copy, and I wanted to play this game co-op with a buddy of mine. Because if I learned anything from this game's beta, it is that you should not play it alone. It did make it harder to put in the 20 hours of gameplay that I have now. But let me lower my voice, because I actually love this game. Yeah, bet you didn't see that one coming, did you? Allow me to explain. Let's dive in. From the moment the game starts, you feel like you just cannot take this game seriously. You just can't. And that is also where the beauty lies with Wildlands. It is blatantly obvious that this game does not take itself too serious, and it works wonders with it. So when you're asked at the start of the game how your pure American freedom fighting character named Nomad should look, what else can you do than to make him half Chinese, rock a tank top, shoot an assault rifle and wear sunglasses? What? Nothing? That's what I thought. But making things even better is the fact that you're the squad leader, so you can issue commands to all your AI squad mates. They're dumb as fuck though, so they traded them all in for Special Agent Vegas, who is not only a real person, but also did everything 10 times better than a Ubisoft program NPC could. You being the squad leader though does not mean that there's not someone you take your orders from, because there's always someone higher up. And as you tear down the drug cartel's ranks to get to the big baddie that is El Sueño, the Hulk of the Bolivian cocaine industry, you'll be glad that there's someone higher up to help you along the way, to torture informants for you, to threaten and tear families in half just so she can take down the corrupt, and to be able to play the good and the bad cop at once. Someone like this must be really, really terrifying, don't you think? And you're right, because you take your orders from Karen. Remember when I said you should not take this game too seriously? You take your orders from the CIA equivalent of a soccer mom. Yeah. She does not fuck around though. Matter of fact, half the shit she does just make you sit there like...
I know one thing. I know that once I sign this, you will be extradited to the United States and you will never, ever see that little girl again. She will go into the foster care system and in 5 years, she won't even remember who you are.
And this is some of the lightest shit she does. Speaking of lighter stuff, how about we take this to the gameplay? And the gameplay is in no way light, it is just that killing people with guns is way more humane than the shit that Karen does to people. The gameplay is solid and fun, and requires a lot of your ability to track a lot of enemy AI. And here's where it gets more fun when you play with more and more friends. Like in the gameplay you're seeing now. I'm in my drone and spotting all the enemies below and telling Vegas where you should go and who to kill, so we can get forward without getting spotted, just so we can get the objective, blow it up and then get out, without anyone left standing or alerted. If you want, you can also just take off your silencer, equip a noob tube, put on your hat backwards and blaze in with patriotic music blasting in the background. But we played on the regular difficulty and we got our asses handed to us multiple times over, so I would not recommend that. As for content, well, as I said in the beginning, I've spent about 20 hours killing drug cartel members, capturing and extracting HVTs, collecting weapons and attachments to upgrade said weapons, which as well is really awesome by the way, but we'll get to that in a minute. And I've only finished about 1/3 of the game. Yeah, how is that for value? I was kinda surprised to see how much content is actually in Ghost Recon Wildlands. And if you ask me, well, doesn't it just get repetitive then? I'm glad to tell you that the core gameplay is actually fun enough that you will not get bored. And I say this after playing a lot of VR games for 2 hours and then never touching them again. So you can take my word for it. Now getting back to those weapon upgrades I was just oozing about. New weapons and upgrades are spread throughout the map and can be located by investigating an info source you find at random. These can be intel lying down or targets you need to interrogate. In doing so, you find new upgrades on the map which you can then use to put on your guns. And seeing your guns spread apart and put back together with the new stuff to kill people with just does it for me. It satisfied me for many times throughout my play sessions. However, it is now time to look at some of the stuff that did not satisfy me. I was well aware of the fact that this is a Ubisoft game, and that I play it on console instead of PC. But last time I saw pop-in textures this bad, I was playing on a PS2. And it's not just the pop-in textures that are bad, I noticed the horrible screen tearing and overall quality was just not what I wanted from this game. But what else have we come to expect from Ubisoft nowadays with all the downgrades? The whole game just feels like it could have used some more overall polish. The dialogue in my game was not always in sync with the mouths, and the character models just looked dated. Maybe I just became spoiled after Horizon Zero Dawn and I'm just nitpicking, but it felt severe enough to make a statement over in my opinion. The characters are another thing, because no matter how cool and scary Karen is, your character Nomad has no character arc or motivation other than to kick ass and blow shit up. This is truly one of those games where you just turn off your brain and enjoy the ride. There is so much more positive stuff that I want to say about Wildlands, like the way the characters interact with one another when there's no action around, or the lore and intel that consists of not only optional high quality cutscenes, but also audio files you can listen to while playing. I don't want this video to become half an hour, so I'll leave that be for what it is. What you should definitely know about Wildlands though, is that it is great fun to play with friends, has solid, deep and thoughtful gameplay, where if you want you can just run in guns blazing, or take your time to plan ahead. And if you play on console, you should definitely be prepared for slightly dated textures and performance. And if you want a serious game with personal story, you should just go look somewhere completely different. For me that was no issue though, so that is why, in my opinion, Ghost Recon Wildlands is worth the money.